I feel like I run into this problem a lot. You're sitting here at night, I would say probably, middle of the afternoon. We don't really have a name for that other than noon. It goes like noon evening, but like in between, like noon and evening, you're thinking, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to make for dinner? You as time goes on, I feel like the choice like if you make your mind up between 2 and 8 p.m., like places are open, But after 8 p.m. is like grocery stores are starting to close and you're getting to the point where you're like, I don't want to spend much time on this. So it's like, then you start getting to the point where like, I'm going to get fast food. And then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have got fast food. Maybe you like getting fast food, but today is, it's 5/29, March 4th, Friday. I did that reversed. So I'm in the point of like, after this episode, I'm going to need to figure out what I'm going to eat. Because if I don't figure out what I'm going to eat, like I might resort to, eating leftovers or some leftover frozen waffles in the freezer. That's what I had for breakfast this morning. I actually had, I don't really know if I should say it. I had Eggos, so I guess I did say it. And those are good. They bring me back a little bit. The reason they bring me back is my mom would get those for my brother and I. And, she knew that they weren't probably the best thing for us to eat, but she knew it made us happy, and, she got them for us, so that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Although my brother was a blueberry guy, and I think he was blueberry, and my mom would get the blueberry Eggos because he would be a little bit more vocal about it. He'd be like, yo, I want the blueberry ones, and all of a sudden there would be blueberry ones, and, I was picky. I was kind of a picky kid. I didn't like to admit that. I don't really ever like being called picky. I think being called picky is not a fun thing to be called, but at the time I didn't really like blueberry Eggos. So today I bought a case of blueberry Eggos for my girlfriend and then a regular for me because I'm old enough now I can buy my own, and it was only like $3.95 a box. So I was like, I was excited, and a lot of people will say, hey, you could have gotten waffle mix for 90 cents. It's just flour, sugar, and eggs, and you could have had like 50. But I was like, I don't need 50 of them. The reason I got them is because they're convenient. I like them, and they're quick. That's why I would like pop Eggos in the toaster, and I would just like pop them and, eat them on the go. I wouldn't even put syrup on them. As a kid, like you could pop the Eggo in the toaster, brush your teeth, or, run and do something really quick. Come back, you got breakfast right there. So I would do that a lot. I would, I'd race the toaster, I'd push it down, and I'd do a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'd run out the door with it. And I wouldn't even have no syrup with it because I wasn't really a sugar guy. Like the thing is with breakfast, I'm always trying to look to not have breakfast because I'm not a big breakfast guy, but I really like savory breakfasts like bacon, sausage, sandwiches. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, because I don't like sweet things. It's just like in the morning, it's like not what I want. I don't really want sugar. So, I've been trying to eat breakfast in the morning, and we've done pretty good. I try to get breakfast burritos and put salsa on them. That's a good middle ground for me. But a lot of them, the pre-made ones come with a lot of cheese and eggs, and it's like, that's the thing with breakfast burritos. You get them, and you're super excited the first couple bites, and then it's like the last like 8 bites are just cheese and eggs. It's like, I feel like breakfast burritos, people always skimp out on the meat, always. Sometimes you can get a breakfast burrito and have a lot of it, but it's like, I feel like majority of the time, every breakfast burrito I get is just eggs and cheese and a little bit of meat. So that's always kind of a bummer whenever I eat breakfast burritos. So I like to make, if it was up to me and I could make breakfast every morning, I think my lineup would consist of English muffins, like egg sandwiches. So like English muffin, egg bacon or egg and sausage or egg and Canadian bacon. And then I usually don't have juice. I try to have water. And then the next thing that would be in the rotation, I know I said I don't like sweet stuff, but French toast is pretty good to have. I like having corned beef and hash, or corned beef hash with eggs and some type of, other protein. Wasn't really big on the orange juice. So I got French toast, corned beef hash, egg sandwich. All right, I'm just going to put 2 more days in for the weekdays. I really like hash browns. So those with like a piece of bacon. Like I always would say, like I'd always just try to eat bacon, but you got to have other stuff with it too. Oh, I really like omelets. I don't really like scrambled eggs, but I like omelets, and they're basically the same thing. I feel like an omelet is just like a bigger, or like, yeah, an omelet is just like bigger scrambled eggs, but for some reason I like it because you can throw meat in it, even though you can throw meat with also scrambled eggs. So that's kind of like my breakfast lineup. Like breakfast is unique. You could really do anything you want. Lunch is like, you don't really get too sweet with lunch. Like you could have fruits that are pretty sweet, but like I feel like fruits lunch stays away from the sweetness, and so does dinner. Dinner is pretty like, you can just have the sweets at dessert. And there's really no set thing. You can eat whatever you want whenever you want, but that's the food availability and the food that we've been taught to eat, or what they've marketed us to have. I guess breakfast technically is a marketing scheme. A lot of people would like to say, like, I think it is. Like, cereal was like, you can eat cereal any time of day, but they're marketing it to be like in the morning. Oh, before you go to work, have a thing of cereal. It's like, I don't remember the last time I sat down, poured myself a bowl of cereal without feeling rushed. I feel like whenever I eat cereal, I'm in a rush to eat it. And that could be me. I feel like I run late a lot to a lot of things, and I'm a believer that people get there for, to somewhere when they're supposed to get there. But I'm not going to be late with some cereal, man. If I'm going to be late, I'm going to be making a sandwich or something, Yeah, so anyway, that's the breakfast, the breakfast segment of the show. So welcome to the new episode of Dom Joseph Podcast. I'm your host, Dom Joseph. You can spell that DOMJOSEPH if you guys were confused on how to spell it. It's a pretty simple way to spell, I think. I'm pretty sure somebody would think I said Palm or Don or Dominique, and there's no way Dominique's in there. But people like to do that. Or people will spell Dominic wrong when I give them my business card or my email that says my name right on the email. So that always kind of irks me a little bit. But it's just how the things go, and no one's going to spell your name right. It's not like they're doing it on purpose. Yeah, so I've been cooking. I made some, to stay on the food topic, I made a homemade gyro the other day with Quina, and that was a good time. I got to cut up a red onion, put the chicken and stuff and the yogurt, and I got the pita bread, put it on there. It was so good. But I've noticed, we made pasta the night before, that whenever you're making something, colanders or strainers take up so much real estate of the sink. It makes me not want to use them. And I know people are going to say, like, oh, you can use a smaller one, but I feel like the one I have just takes my whole sink. And it's like, if there's dirty dishes in the sink, I can't strain anything. And you could be like, oh, well, you could tilt it to the side and hold the fork and do it like that because, I grew up without a strainer, We know that guy, when you're complaining about a strainer. Oh, I can't stand this strainer, man. I got to clean out the whole sink. Well, we didn't have strainers. Dude, I'm just, can you clear the dishes out so I can just strain this? Like, bro, you've been here 2 days, and you're already on my nerves. And that's strainers be causing that argument, at the family dinner, I don't think anybody really likes to wash the strainer either, because it's like, you got to rinse the whole thing, and then you dry it, and then you look at it, and there's still food in between, like, the crevices or the holes that strain. And then you have to clean it. again. And it's the biggest thing in the whole sink. So that's like, I think we could all share the common camaraderie, or I don't even know, like we can all share that thought that we don't like to clean the strainer, but you have to. It's something you have to do. Whenever I clean a strainer, I feel like I clean it and I have to dry it and then hang it somewhere or put it somewhere, because it's just one of those things. You can't really the strainer is just annoying. It's going to be in the way wherever it is, unless you have like a hanging hook to put it. Other than that, it's going to be in your way. Yeah. So what did I have here? I mean, I have this note on here. It says, waking up early, smelling bread, seeing garbage truck. Oh, yeah, that's basically what consists of a morning. You know, I woke up early and I went to the store to go get a breakfast burrito, and it was like 7 in the morning. Like, getting up early is basically smelling bread and then, you know, seeing garbage trucks go by. You know, a lot of people will be like, well, my garbage doesn't come till 11. I'm not talking about you guys, obviously. So I went and got a breakfast burrito, and then I came home, and it was just a kind of a situation. I'm pretty sure we've all been in this situation before. You know, like if you're not up, you know, you're not getting breakfast. That's what's gonna happen. You know, like, oh, we went to McDonald's. Where's mine? You weren't up. Didn't want to wake you up. You know, you always say you never want to get woken up. Biggest load of crap right there, you know. Oh, look who's up. Yep, didn't want to wake you up. You got mad at me last time, so we went to McDonald's without you. Dude, nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than sleeping in and your family going to McDonald's without you, dude. That's disrespectful. You know, I don't put a lot of things in the disrespectful tier until you leave and go get McDonald's without me in the morning. And sometimes people will get you an extra sandwich, like, oh, you should have got me a sandwich. It's like, well, we didn't want it to sit in the bag when you know damn well they came back home and ate your sandwich because you were still sleeping. They're like, well, they're sleeping. They wouldn't even know anyway. So that's what happens. Oh, man, I cannot stand that. Well, should have gotten up. Should have been up. And then you're sitting there, you know, looking at the Eggos. Like, I don't even want blueberry Eggos, man. I'm sick of them. You know, do we got any eggs? Nope, ate the last of them last night. Had breakfast for dinner. Of course. Should have been up. Should have came with. Oh, yeah, there's always that, too. This is what always happens. I'm going to take Jonathan over here up to get his license, and then we're going to go run up to the bank, and then we'll be back. You're like, all right, I'll see you guys later. They come back. They hit Walmart. They hit Target. Jonathan comes back with a new Ford Mustang, a new pair of socks, and you say, oh, did you guys get me anything? Should have came. Met this millionaire, bought Jonathan a new truck, covered his tabs. Then he brought us to Target and then brought us to McDonald's, and he got, they brought back actually the snack wrap for him, and then he got a couple snack wraps, and, you know, we ate them on the ride, and we got you one, and then, we ate it because, well, you weren't up. Always that, man. I'm so done with that. So I always try to get someone something. And I'm pretty sure I've been the guy that's like, you should have came. My grandpa was the guy who would always say that. You know, I tried at a young age to be like, Grandpa, can you grab me something when you go in the store? He's like, come with. So I always had to just go in there with him. You know, I'd always be like, can you get me a pepperoni stick? And he'd be like, nope, you got to come in there with if you want one. It's like, damn. He's on a mission. You know, he's getting what he wants to get. And I got to go get what I want to get too. So, I learned that at a young age. And I'm also learning that days off are pretty expensive. You know, you work, you're like, oh man, I was at work all day. But at least you made money. Like, you were in the green that day, most likely, unless you had something to pay. But I've noticed days off, expensive. And that's the point. Like, your days off, you're supposed to use the money that you earned. But damn, some days off be expensive. You know, someone hits you up, yo, do you want to go watch the game. Go watch the game at Buffalo Wild Wings with the bros. $30. You don't have to spend $30, but like you want to eat and you don't want to be the guy who says I'm not hungry. And they say, oh, we got you. And then it's like, oh, well, I have money. It's just like I didn't want to spend it. And then they're like, oh, I got you, bro. No worries. And then you got to be like, oh, I'll just get it. And then it was awkward. And then you sit there and then you have a good time. But it's like, then there's that exchange, Yeah. So I've been trying to get my hair cut too. Trying to switch it up. The place I go and get my haircut is actually pretty far. I'm tired of driving out all the way out there to get a haircut, but it's near home, so it's something you got to do. What else has been going on? Yeah, my car got broken into. That was a big bummer, man. So what happened is I went to my girlfriend's house, and she lives in a very city-like area. A lot of people. It was nighttime, and it was like 8 o'clock. I parked it there. We go eat at her place, and I come back, and I didn't even realize nothing was wrong. And then I realized all my change was gone. So I was like, damn, all my change is gone. Someone broke it and took all my change. But they didn't break a window, so I didn't think anything of it. I come back, in a couple days. I was like, where's my gym bag? They totally stole my gym bag, which had 2 pairs of basketball shoes in there. And then my wrist wraps, a speaker. I don't know why I didn't bring this in. I always keep stuff in my trunk. I guess I've never really lived in like an area where you have to clean out your car like that. And then they took my football cleats out of my trunk with my football gloves. So that was a big bummer. You got to watch where you park, man. Watch where you park. You could, someone could be breaking in. So take your valuables out of your car. That was my lesson, Don't leave anything for granted, especially if I always leave it in there. Hey, you never know who's going to walk by, especially in a area where there's a lot of people walking by. Or make sure your car is locked, man. Because you don't want to go through that, Well, you should have been up. Should have been up, man. Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of people. Well, you should have locked it. Obviously, I'd locked it. Every time. Well, maybe I didn't. So I guess I can't say obviously, So that was definitely a learning experience from there. Just like, you got to learn a lot of things. Like I had to learn how to, tell time in Spanish. And that was like, I think you have to go like son las hora es uno something. I think that's like, it is one. I think that's what it means. I want to use that same tactic and learn my own language. I know Hey Chuds is red. So, shout out to the Hey Chuds color behind me, Practice a little Lushootseed. That's good, Lushootseed word of the day. I should start doing a little bit for you guys. Should also should start my own stand. That's a lot of people's big thing. Yeah, I'm going to start my own stand next year. No, you're not. You're not starting your own stand next year. I'm not getting paid enough. I'm starting my own stand. Bro, you're not doing anything anyway. You just got here. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah, but I'm starting my own stand next year. There's a lot of people who, come into Boom City and they they're like, hey, man, I'm starting my own. And a lot of people end up doing it. And, good for them. Great. You started your own. But I feel like there's a lot of conversations that start rolling around that time of year. Like, man, I'm starting my own next year. When money starts getting into something, it starts getting weird. People start acting funny. So that's always kind of funny to see. I'm all for people getting more stands, more competition and drives it up and whatever, but I'm going to start my own stand next year, man. That's a lot of people start. I mean, I don't really see myself doing that in the next 5 years, I would say. I like where I sell with my cousins and stuff. I'm there. I know what I got to do. I could sell, and then that's it. When you own one, it's just there's a lot more added pressure, and it gets a little more tense. Not saying it doesn't as what I do now, but my cousins, they know what they're doing there. And other people in my tribe obviously do too. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about, on the daily. people thinking about they're going to start their own stands, and that's just how they want to think about it. It's just life, just res life. People want to make money. People want to do what they want to do. People want to go make friendships, connections, for themselves, for council reasons, for money, for many reasons, so that's definitely something people think about. There's also a lot of people thinking like, let's pack up the van, go watch the games. It's basketball state season right now here in Washington, and maybe in the Northwest too, maybe in the mountains and the East and the middle, can't forget about the Midwest, Mid-East, maybe the Mid-North and, the Mid-South too. People packing up the vans, going to watch their friends play some basketball, oh man, sitting there, I'm going to go watch so-and-so, they'll venture, an hour, maybe 2, sometimes 5, sitting there watching games, seeing some heartbreak losses. I'm going to go watch the game. Oh, cool. Send some pics, Then it started becoming, well, why don't you go live? Yeah, I want to go live. I'll watch it on Facebook. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to go watch the game. Go live? Yeah. You can go live on Facebook. Just go live and hold it, and I'll watch. Man, I ain't trying to use all my data. I just use the Wi-Fi. I know you went to school there. Dude, everyone's got excuses when they want you to go live. Oh, man. Yeah, just connect to the school Wi-Fi. You're right next to the router. The back office is next to the boys' locker room, so sit on the left. What? Yeah. Sit on the top too, so I could see both the courts. Oh my God, people be knowing down to a science out here, man. You tell them you're gonna go watch a game, they want you to give them a press box score. They want the amount of fouls. They want you to go live, and they want the replay version on your Facebook too. Dude, I'm starting to get to the point where when people go watch some basketball games or a sporting event, yo, go live. Dude, I'm getting old, man. I gotta start going. I think as you get older, high school games start getting more fun because, like, I don't know, you just like, I'm just going to go watch the games, and gives you something to go do, and hopefully you get to watch a good game. They're cheap, and maybe your son's playing, your cousin's playing, Yeah, so that's always kind of something, tourney season, or not tourney. Well, I mean, tourney season is upon us now, but I would say, high school basketball, I think they had to switch the seasons maybe. No, that was last year from COVID. COVID like threw me back a couple years. And before I started going, oh, COVID, COVID really, dude, boring. We've all heard that. We've all heard COVID. Oh, there was a whole year I don't even remember because COVID, I was inside and I didn't do nothing, I just know we've all already had that conversation. I don't think we need to talk about it. I'm not trying to be rude, but, I just want you to go live. Oh, man. What else been going down? The car thing really was a big bummer. So now I'm thinking about what kind of basketball shoes I want. I had some really cool ones too. I want to just give a shout out to the youth, as usual, hope they're out there doing something. Remember your worth? We're only a minute 24. I'm already getting to the soapy part. So, what's going on with the Ukraine stuff? Oh yeah, that's big time, man. What is my stand? Oh, so I just kind of jumped right into it. I'm going to read these questions that were brought in. This one comes from Robert E. So not a Robert I know. What is your thoughts on the Ukraine Russian propaganda or the war? My stance on it is definitely it's not right. Russia shouldn't be going in the Ukraine and doing that. I don't stand with them. I'm standing with Ukraine. I wish the best for them. I hope they can fight it off. That's all I can really say. I don't think innocent civilians should be taken out like that. I don't think that's right. One is too many, man. Yeah, so it's also kind of cool to me to see that the president is out there hustling. To see someone out there, of that stature and that, as a president, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's what's going on in the world lately. Let's see here. What other questions do we got here? If you had to get rid of one color, what would it be and why? By David S. I don't know it. Actually, I know a David, but it's not S. If I had to get rid of a color, man, God, I don't think I could get rid of a color. If I had to get rid of a color, if you get rid of a certain color, that means you get rid of like shades of a lot of other things too. Like you get rid of like red, yellow, blue, or I think it's red, yellow, blue, or red, green, blue, or I think it's red, yellow, and blue. Like you can't make other colors, so I would get rid of. Man, I don't know what color I would get rid of. I think I would get rid of like brown, maybe. But like brown's nice too, man. There's could I get canceled for saying that? Oh man. No, I don't think I would get rid of brown then. I guess my door is brown. It wouldn't be brown. I think I would get rid of like mauve. But that's red. I don't know what color I would get rid of. That's a really good question. What color would you get rid of? If you guys are interested in answering that question, send it into the hotline at 425-320-3641. Again, that is 425-320-3641. For all my Spanish speakers, that is Cuatro dos cero dos cuatro cero tres seis cuatro uno. Yeah. I need to do that in the suit seed, man. If I could speak Spanish numbers, I could definitely do it in the suit seed. But I learned Spanish for like 3 years. So I can tell you 1 through 10, barely. What else is going on? Okay, we have 2 more questions. Should we get into those now or later? Okay, yeah. Okay. What is your favorite thing to go do with your friends? Okay, I like to go eat with my friends, hang out, play basketball. I don't want to say that was a pretty simple question. I was able to answer that pretty quick. Okay, what's going on here? Let's look at news today. We're just gonna look at one news thing, and then we'll get you guys going out of here. I just put in news. Let's just put it in plain old news. Let's see what comes in. The first thing that comes to mind is Google News. I'm going to try to do something that's not related to the... Let's go to sports. We'll do one sports one and one entertainment one. Serena Williams says I should have been at like 30 or 32 Grand Slam singles titles. She probably could have. Serena Williams is pretty dope. She's pretty talented. Let's see. Okay, so that was a sports one. Let's go to the entertainment one. That's pretty simple. Entertainment. Another war one. The Ukraine president's acting career prepared him for the world stage. Okay, but we're not talking about that. So we're going to go to... Oh, the Batman flies high with its dark, serious Dark Knight. Oh, yeah, the new Dark Knight's coming out. I probably won't go see that in theaters just because... people act a little crazy Batman movies. Like, if you guys remember when the first Batman came out, it was actually in Maui a long time ago. And there was, like, shootings at one movie theater. I know it may be a little dramatic for me to be like, I don't want to go, but, like, I live in a city now, and someone could have a crazy idea. I don't know why they did it, but they did it at like a certain part of a scene, and then like really triggered a lot of fans, and actually I think people were killed. So if I can minimize that from happening to me, I'm going to make sure that happens. So what else is going on? Trying to get my hair cut, like I said before. Trying to grind it out in finals week, trying to stay with it, This is a little bit of a shorter episode today. I'm trying to get a little bit more going on. But I just want to say thanks for everyone who has showed up today and listened to the short episode. If you guys think about it, this is like an episode of MasterChef. Actually, MasterChef is like 42 minutes. I really like MasterChef. I've been really liking cooking lately. Been just trying to follow the rules and actually learn. I usually cook the only 4 things I know, but I'm trying to learn a little bit more. So that's a little bit exciting. It's also exciting to talk to you guys. Hope everyone's doing a great job at what they're doing. Maybe you're quitting your job. Maybe you're doing good at your job. I wish you luck, and I'll see you guys next week or the next week if finals gets a little hectic, which I think it might. So I'm going to try to stay consistent with you guys and let you guys know what's going down. So if you guys don't see an episode next week, it will be definitely uploaded the next one. Just with finals, I'm trying to focus on that and focus on school. But until then, I will be back.